Good morning everybody, it's Graham once again from Unearthed on a really wet Friday morning up here in Cumbria. I've had to take all my old clothes off, put some new ones on because I've just fed the sheep and got absolutely soaked through to the skin. It is that bad up here. I hope where you wonderful people are, home, safe at home or in the workplace watching this, it's a damn sight better weather than we've got here. There you go. Right, first things first, we haven't done a detecting talk for about over a week now, so I'm a little bit late in doing this, so I do apologise. Quite a lot to get through. Let's start with the important stuff first. Right, some of you people, wonderful people that watch this will know by now that there is a metal detecting programme about to arrive on the television on ITV4 on the 8th of December, which I've been lucky enough to star in and help support behind the scenes and do quite a bit of bits and pieces to help the show, if that's the right word, become a bit of a success. So get this in your diaries. So it's 8th of December, 9 PM, ITV4. We're on it, metal detecting. I'm not going to give the name out just yet, just in case it changes. Maybe do that next week. So just get that in your diaries. It'll be rather exciting. I think you'll all enjoy it. I've seen the preview of the film. I have to say it's really good. It really is good. It's a little bit different to everything else that's gone before it, and I really do sincerely hope you all enjoy watching it. It's a full hour, and there's quite a few characters, shall we say, on the film. So I'll give it a bit of a plug nearer the time, but 8th of December it is, and I think you'll all enjoy it. British, English, whatever we want to call it, UK. Metal detecting in the flesh. There you go. Right, okay, we've got it. Get that in your diaries. Another thing that's starting to annoy me a little bit, actually more than annoy me actually, is the Antidetecting brigade seem to be leeching out of the woodwork all of a sudden. We're just got to be careful, I think, of this and keep a lid on it in so much as I'm noticing on Twitter now, people like the police, heritage police, or whatever we want to call them, rural crime officers, or whatever the name is for these people, are starting to point their finger in the direction of the detectorist. Criminal activity around night hawking and that sort of thing. What we're going to be careful of is they don't tarnish the rest of us, or thousands of us, honest, law-abiding, decent metal detectorists that do a fantastic job each week, each month, each year in recovering artifacts and coins from sheer destruction from the soil. Otherwise, modern farming techniques would just completely destroy these brooches, coins, artifacts, keys, you name it, into oblivion. We don't seem to get recognised, I don't think, enough for the good work that the detectorists do. You can imagine, right, how many detectorists out there that do the right thing, thousands and thousands of them, yet there's a tiny percentage of idiots out there that want to bring us down to their level. So you've got all these idiotic protesters all over the country protesting about everything. You know, the taste of their fish and chips probably of an evening. They'll protest about that. They'll protest about the street lights outside the houses not being bright enough. You name it, they'll protest about anything these days. But they don't bring the rest of the population down with them, do they? But one or two night hawkers seem to be bringing everybody down with them. And I just think it's an excuse for these individuals, sometimes the professors and the clever people in the corridors of universities and colleges, they're starting to have a bit of a pop at detectorists, and I think it's completely wrong. I really do. My message to the police, these heritage police, rural crime officers, or whatever we want to call them, start concentrating a little bit on farms getting broken into at night, the quads being taken, farm machinery being taken, tractors being taken on a regular basis. That, to me, far outweighs the tiny percentage of idiots that go on farms at night detecting. Start concentrating on rural crime, proper rural crime. Stop these idiots leeching out of the cities, these organised crime gangs that they have tractors to order overseas or elsewhere in the UK. The quad that they see driving around in the farmyard in the daytime, they target that of a night. Quads are getting stolen every day of the week. What I'm trying to say is put it into context. Very tiny minority of idiots that spoil it for us. They do not, for me, they do not speak for the hobby. and they do not bring us down to their level. This is the best pastime people could ever imagine. It helps people with exercise. It helps people with their mental health. It helps people understand history. Do not try to underhandedly spoil this hobby, because the wrath of the back of it will far outweigh what these idiots are trying to achieve. Believe me. There's a heck of a lot of, well, there's thousands of detectorists now that would stand up against any slight rule or regulation trying to creep in the corridors of these places, I guess, is a word I was going to use. I'm quite mild now. I've reached 50. I've reached the milestone 50 years old. Nothing really gets on my wick anymore. I'm quite laid back, but injustice gets to me. And I think there's a lot of bad press out there at the moment. They seem to concentrate on a tiny 0.1% of an idiot that goes out detecting the very small percentage of idiots that spoil it for us. Yet they don't talk about the fantastic work of the detectorists. What I do, I'll challenge all these anti-detecting lunatics. Spend a day out with me detecting in the field. Start at 5 o'clock in the morning, get up at 5 in the morning, we'll travel 3 hours. The weather could be like this. We haven't got a choice. Once we're there, we're not going back home. And we'll probably spend 9 hours out trailing up and down heavy soil for 9 hours. A little bit of a break for 20 minutes at lunchtime. Back out into the field, saving coins and artifacts from destruction. And then travel another 3 hours home. Probably get home at 9:30 at night. I bet their attitude changes considerably towards metal detectorists. Absolutely guarantee it. They don't understand what we do. They do not understand what we do. They just think that we damage archaeology, and we don't. It's never been seen. I've never known anybody damage any archaeological structures under the ground or layers in the ground for as long as I've been detecting. Absolutely. And then you see the Archies promoting their jobs on Facebook. Somebody with a giant pickaxe. Would you like to become an archaeologist or train to be an archaeologist? And there's a guy there stood there with a giant pickaxe hitting the ground. What sort of message does that send out? But nobody mentions that. If that was a detectorist holding a pick high up in the ground, hitting the ground with it, there'd be absolute uproar. So let's keep it in a context, folks. The work of the detectorists will remain. It's an invaluable, absolutely invaluable hobby. People rely on it for their health, their well-being, mental health mainly. There's so many people that get so much out of detecting. Do not try to, this is a message to the boffins and the anti-detecting brigade, do not try to ruin someone's pastime, because you'll feel the wrath of it, believe me. And these charity organisations will rue the day that they started throwing mud in our direction, believe me. So, right, that's that finished, that rant. Nothing gets me more annoyed than injustice. Right, so we've got that. Just a very, very quick one. The offers on the detectors are still out there. The Nocta Simplex wireless package with a free pulse knife probe is continually being very successful for the price, which you can imagine. £109 pulse knife probe thrown into the mix. And of course the Vanquish machines have got the free pinpoint probes, the 440 and the 540 added to the package, which is becoming very successful. And this little beauty behind me, the little Nocta MIDI Horde. I mean, I've never known child's detectors and teenage detectors fly off the shelves as fast as these little waterproof beauties. So Christmas is coming, folks. They are a fantastic gift for the price. There's going to be a lot of children and teenagers happy Christmas morning. Believe me, they are. Finally, before I disappear, the magazine, the Detectorist magazine, the next issue of that is going to be the first week in December. You thought the first issue was good. I did. Loads of thousands of people did. This one is going to be much better. So you think the first issue was good, you wait to see this second issue. If you haven't subscribed free of charge, free subscription to the magazine, do so. Go on the website, you'll see the toolbar at the top, put your email address in, we'll send you the magazine free. So there you go. It's going to be an absolute cracker, and I do have to say thanks very much for the contributors to the magazine, the writers for their articles. There is some fabulous people out there that do a terrific job in promoting this wonderful hobby. Okay, I'll catch up with you soon next week. I will not leave it as late. Take care, stay dry, stay safe. Bye for now.